When the renegade group of gamers, creators, and engineers came together to form the original Xbox team and deliver the first Xbox console, we were driven by three principles: empower developers, delight gamers, and deliver true hardware and technical innovation. The original Xbox team lived by the mantra, there's no power greater than X. And today, we are proud to welcome the newest member of the Xbox family, fittingly named Xbox One X.
That's right, baby. The Xbox One X. It is here. It is upon us. That just happened. That happened today. It's like Christmas in June.
It really is.
Welcome, everybody. We are the XoneBros. This is podcast number 164, a special edition podcast, the Microsoft E3 edition of the XoneBros. As always, I'm joined by the bros, the XoneBros. It's Mr. McSpicy, Jordan the Man, and I am X1. And we are here to talk all things Xbox One, not just Xbox One, but Xbox One X, baby.
The X.
The X. And so let's jump into it. Phil Spencer, you just heard him right there, ladies and gentlemen. Phil Spencer.
Exclusive.
That's right. It was an exclusive. It was an exclusive. What is exclusive to the Xbox One? Well, the Xbox One X.
Exclusive.
We got a date. That date is November 7th. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's coming.
So, yes.
So what do we think of the announcement of the Xbox One X? Let's start with Mr. McSpicy.
Oh, man, we're just
jumping right in.
We're
to the
jumping
big one.
right in.
So for those of you who haven't yet watched the conference, or for those of you even that have, this was the first announcement. Mm-hmm. They jumped right into it. The 6 teraflops, 326 gigabytes of bandwidth per second, liquid cool vapor chamber. That is awesome. Liquid cooling.
Yeah, a lot of cool sounding, big sounding words. It makes turns me on.
4K Blu-ray playback, and on top of it all, it's the smallest Xbox ever.
That was new. I didn't know that part. So I think we knew a lot of the specs from before.
Sure.
But after they threw out all the monster specs, oh yeah, just so you know, it's nice and comfortably small. So they put all that power into a very small box that'll fit pretty much anywhere.
Jordan, what were your initial thoughts with the announcement of the Xbox One X, the unveiling? You talked about it would pretty much stay the way it looks. Mm-hmm. You were correct on that. Yep. It looks exactly the same.
One USB port on the front.
One USB port on the front.
I think the dev kit had 3.
Yes, it did.
Unfortunate there. No, I like the way it looks. I like the way the One S looks. It's small, clean, easy. And this is the same thing.
Small, clean, and easy. Just the way I like them.
No, it's a small, clean, easy design, right? I like that.
Yeah.
There's nothing,
The most powerful console on the planet.
That's true.
Is this what Xbox needs?
Well,
I don't know if it needs it, but I want it.
It's like that Batman phrase. It's the box we need, not the one that we deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the name Xbox One X, a lot of we were going back and forth. Let's just keep it at Scorpio. What we call
Scorpio is a really cool name. I like Scorpio.
I think it's still called the Scorpio engine.
Okay, so we'll
inside,
still. So it's like its maiden name.
Yeah.
It's its nickname now. No, so the Xbox One X. I don't think that's necessarily bad. I mean, with any new name, you got to get used to it, but it makes sense. I don't think they could have said the Xbox Pro because of the PS4 Pro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't want to be seen as copying or get any type of brand confusion there.
Yeah, so the Xbox One X, it's simple. It's one syllable. The X, I think that's fine. I think I'm more concerned not about the name, but about what it can do.
What it can do. And what it can do is a lot. I think the new branding movement of Xbox, what is it? Feel true power. Feel the true power.
Feel true power.
Feel the power.
Feel the power. Feel true power. I think.
Feel true power.
Yeah, I think is really smart. I think this is step 1 in regaining a lot of ground made up.
I think ground made up. We're talking about the first E3 that announced the Xbox One.
Correct.
That's where they tripped over themselves a little bit. Then they pulled in Phil Spencer, and Phil Spencer's done a great job I love when we were watching the conference. I love how many times people in the audience were, "I love you, Phil." I mean, Phil Spencer is just he is a superhero when it comes to video games.
He's a gamer's CEO.
It's so good to have him, and the moves he's made. I personally prefer the Xbox and Nintendo E3s.
Sure.
Just because they're so game driven.
Yeah.
This is true.
They're very just, this is another game. Very rarely do you have someone talk more than 2 minutes.
This is true.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole thing.
And Xbox was really went for that after they got so much criticism. That first E3 that Phil Spencer took over, it was much more game driven compared to that previous one.
Yeah. So I think it was an excellent job. When the curtains roll up, and I loved the intro where it showed the 480. That showed Halo on the 480 box. Sure. It showed a little 480, and then it goes the next one 720.
Sure.
And then the next
1080.
size up 1080, and then 4K. I think that was awesome. I think they did an excellent job.
Yeah.
Got me excited about video games.
Got me excited about 4K. I'm not a huge 4K guy.
Yeah.
This made me think our Christmas time is coming. 4K. I'm there.
Yeah.
I am there, baby. What do we think about the price point? So we know it's going to be released in November 7th.
November 7th
this year. So if you haven't pre-ordered, go pre-order. We're all pre-ordering ours. Take my money.
I know.
But the $4.99 price point, this I think is what everybody expected. There was a late rumor breaking yesterday that perhaps because the 1S saw a sudden price drop to $199 or $249, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it saw a sudden price drop, so people were thinking, oh, maybe it is $399.
Yeah.
Are you disappointed that it's not $399? Do you think $499 is fair? Do you think that hurts them? Let's start with Mark. Go.
I have for the last year since I've known the Scorpio was coming, I have thought it was going to be $499.
Sure.
The PS3 launched at $499 originally. I believe it did.
Yeah.
The original.
The original PlayStation 3, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, launched at $499. The Xbox 360 launched at $399, so they undercut them a little bit, which helped their sales. But it's not a bargain machine. It's a powerhouse machine.
Yeah.
I totally expected that price. I will pay that price.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of graphics cards that don't give the same performance that are at that. You are getting a bargain at the power you're getting.
Sure.
Anyways,
Sure.
So I'm comfortable with $499. I would have been skeptical at $599.
Yeah, I agree with that. $599 is. I mean, I think at $599 it's still worth it what you're getting, but for what console gamers are used to, $499 is
it makes sense.
The high end.
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
I think something because there is some criticism out there. Oh, if it was $399, it would have done so much better. Oh, they're going to lose sales because it's $499. You've got to remember. This is not a new console. I mean, it is a new console, but it's not a whole new generation. Now they have different options at different price points for people.
Yeah.
If you want the specs, if you want the 4K, if you want to push your games to the max on consoles, the Scorpio is for you. If you don't care about that, the 1S or just the Xbox One, that's where you're going to be.
Yeah, and that's way cheaper.
They're all going to play the same games.
They're all going to play the same game. So
of course, the 1X will have a lot better fidelity.
Well, they mentioned fidelity, and what did they call it? It's not a downscaling, but
super sampling.
That's right. So
oh, that's for the 1080p owners. If you don't have a 4K TV, so basically, it'll output everything in 4K and super sample it to 1080p. So basically,
it'll actually look better.
It'll look better. Yeah,
the games. Any game you put onto that, the Xbox One X will play better, even if
look better,
if
they are
even
patched,
if you have a 1080p
Yep.
TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that is sweet. So Jordan, Mark does not have a problem with the $499 price points. In fact, he enjoys it thoroughly.
It's fantastic.
Yes. Jordan, how about you?
No, I don't have a problem. I think it's a good price
Sure.
because I mean, like I said, if that's too much for you and you want to be in the Xbox family, you got options, right?
Yeah.
This is the high end option.
Yeah.
Right. It still plays all the same games, still does all the same stuff, and if you can, I will be impressed. But if you can show me a computer or any other gaming device that can play native
That has the specs
native
that this
4K and can do what this can do for less than $500,
And people are thinking, well, how can that be? Because I could do it because everything was custom built.
yeah, exactly.
For engineered for this.
We were
Even
just-
reverse engineered.
We were just
Reverse
looking up.
engineered, yeah,
we
to
were
get
just
the
looking
most
up
out of
before the
this.
show because there was a few comments places, but it comes with a terabyte hard drive, right?
SSD.
SSD. I looked at a solid state hard drive, $300 for a 1 terabyte solid state hard drive, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that just goes to show, and that's just one piece, right? You know, imagine all the rest of the stuff you'd have to get to kind of match this level, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's a good price.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I think it's a good high end console price.
I completely agree with you. I mean, obviously, would they have made splash and some huge news if it was $399? Yes, but does it hurt them?
and hey,
I don't think it. I really don't think it does because they're not. This is made for people who want to
yeah,
have the ballsiest machine, not just on Xbox, but in the world. Now, if they were in PlayStation's position, where the PS4 Pro, where they're not the most powerful console in the world, and then they're charging $499, then that would hurt them. But you're getting the most powerful
Mhm.
console in the world,
Yeah.
so you're going to pay a little bit
and
more.
check
for that.
this out. The games they showed, some of the games
Sure.
they showed running on Xbox One X,
Yeah.
looked amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
they
looked
did.
And you know they're
fantastic.
not going to look like that on, obviously the graphic fidelity will drop on the lower Xbox machines, but on that high end, I mean, they looked really good.
Yeah, Ace of Ponage in chat says, "Is the liquid vapor chamber cooling different than standard PC liquid cooling?" Yes, it's. I
It's
believe
more custom.
it's more
Yeah.
custom, but I believe it's used in server.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is used in
Because
servers.
they have a bunch of servers, and I think they just had a closet of them.
Yeah, they just
It's
had,
like,
you know
hey, why
what?
don't we just
Let's get this to fit.
Oh,
yeah, why don't we just put it in the box?
hey, funny story. This is completely off topic, but do you remember like 2 weeks ago the British Airways fiasco? So I remember it because
Yeah.
we missed it by one day.
Explain the whole story.
Yeah, when we
Oh,
came back from London, we missed it by one day. So British Airways went down. Nobody's luggage left. Canceled flights all out of
the
London
whole computer system
because their
went down.
computer system went down.
Yeah.
A week later, it came out with the reason. Do you want to hear the official reason of what it was?
What?
Someone had unplugged their servers, like tripped over the plug, and they didn't have backup power. And that legitimately was the reason. We always joke about it, but it actually happened and affected millions and millions of dollars for British Airways.
man.
They tripped over the power plug or something.
Getting
I
his
don't know.
coffee or something.
Yeah, isn't that hilarious?
Well,
Anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
The Xbox One X looks really cool. Love the style. The style of it is basically it looks like the One S, smaller and black.
Yeah.
Yes. You
I'm
get,
sure they'll have color variations, black
Yeah.
and white.
Oh,
and stuff.
I mean,
you'll
it
have
looks
the
like everything.
the blue Forza Strike
the
one.
blue
That's what I
Forza, yeah.
want.
Maybe they'll have a. That'd be cool if they had like a design lab for your console.
So do we like the way it looks, Mark?
Yeah, I noticed only. I didn't see the back. I
Oh,
noticed
here, I'll
only.
show you the back. It looks
You ha-
exactly the same.
It looks exactly the
Yeah.
same. Okay. I noticed there's only one USB port on the front and the bottom right. However, it looks pretty clear that it's a button to turn it on and off, which
Yes.
is what I really like that the S has.
Yes, because many times I just brush that thing and it accidentally turns on or off.
Yes.
I don't like that
I like to press buttons.
physical buttons.
Yeah, are you pulling it up?
It has all the same ports as the other two
Okay.
Xbox. It has two USB ports on the back.
So-
But you like
okay.
you like the look because you're a man that appreciates sexy looking electronics.
Yes. What did we say earlier? I like them small, cheap, and clean.
There you go. So and this checks all those boxes for
Yeah,
you. correct?
well, $4.99 isn't cheap, but strong. We'll put strong, powerful
yes,
into
powerful.
that. Yeah.
I agree.
There's-
I like the way
there's
it
the
looks.
back.
Really
So, yeah,
excited. And the
Two
One
extra
S,
USBs, and it's just the same.
the One S stands vertically. I imagine this
So
also
3 SUSBs.
will have the ability to stand vertically.
I would imagine they haven't announced that yet.
Yeah,
but I would.
I mean, they didn't show it or
I
anything.
would think.
I
I don't
still
know
have my
if
1S stand. I can just duct tape it.
the liquid cooling would mess with that. I don't know. I doubt
Ooh,
it.
that's a good question.
But so they haven't announced. I would assume as well. But
Well, and if you look at the design of the Xbox One, yeah, it could on that side there. Yeah, I think it could. Because if you notice, on one side of the One X, it kind of hangs over a little bit.
yeah,
But on the other side, it's pretty flat. Yeah, I think you could do it.
yeah. One of the things I
But
noticed.
like you said, the cooling is
When-
actually a factor to take into.
We know about the dev kits, and I assume that the design follows through on this. The intake and outtake for the cooling on the is
Oh,
the,
the
on
side
the
and
sides
pushes
instead
out.
of the top.
Yeah.
So you can put this pretty close in some small crevices in a.
Oh, actually, that maybe it won't be able to stand up vertical then because of the way the airflow comes.
Oh
in and
yeah,
out.
I don't know.
It
We'll
Well,
have to
no,
find
no.
out.
Liquid
When it
cooling,
does
but-
stand up, it does the Xbox One S not have a stand?
No, it does. It
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
So maybe that'll
if-
give it a
if
little
the
buffer
stand
room.
is up,
Yeah,
it
maybe we'll
still
get a little
has the
buffer room.
intake.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah. We'll. I mean,
We'll
we'll
see.
find. We'll see. We'll see.
Mine lays flat. So
I know. I like them flat too.
So Who should if someone watched this and said, "Oh, okay, so we're gonna have these people listening to the podcast in the audience who maybe saw E3 or thinking about getting an Xbox, who should get the Xbox One X? Who is this? Who if you're on the fence,
If you
Hold on.
want,
So Reactor Leak in chat says the 60 gigabyte original PS3 was $599.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's
I remember
right.
that, 600, and that killed it out of the gate.
Yeah, that hurt it. Yeah. Okay, that was. Thank you for correcting me. I appreciate that because I said it was $499.
Yeah,
originally.
no, I remember $599. I thought $499 was low. So I was like, I
Yeah,
don't
sorry
know, I
about
thought it
that.
was
And now everybody's. I already have messages, I think, on Twiter from making that mistake. So my bad.
So who should get this, Jordan?
well, obviously, if you want the best possible graphic fidelity
Sure.
and highest resolution, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's if that's what you want.
If you consider
Yeah.
yourself a gamer, you better get this.
No,
Okay.
I mean if you, I mean it's just like the Xbox and the One S. Like if you're, I don't know how to explain it, but just basically if you want the best possible graphic fidelity and resolution, which I guess they're kind of the same thing.
Yeah,
but,
this is
this
for-
is the high end.
Definitely for your hardcore
Yeah.
console gamers.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm getting this one.
I am too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like David. I'm not really a 4K fan. Like I'd rather them, 4K doesn't bother me, but I'd rather like see what else they can do with the power other
Sure.
than 4K. But after kind of watching all these games,
I'm
in
pumped
4K,
for
it's kinda
4K
like,
all of a
it's like,
sudden.
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
this Black Friday I'll grab a 4K screen.
Some
or
of those
something like
games
that.
look so good.
Oh man, so good.
There's one that looked super good in particular that we'll talk about later.
I'm
But
sure. Yeah.
Drunk Veteran says the One X is essentially for enthusiasts and those with 4K TVs.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that to a point. And he also said for half the price, you can still get the S and enjoy all the games that you
exactly.
can on the Xbox
Yeah,
One X.
that's what I like about it. It's the tiers of gamer.
Absolutely.
If you will.
So let's
The
jump
gamer
to
The
tier.
gamer tier.
So now that we've talked Xbox One X, which we are all very excited for, super pumped, think it's going to change the world of console gaming. This will just push PlayStation. Will have to step up its game next year. Who knows what Nintendo? I think Nintendo's content to just be a portable gaming device, which
Yeah.
and it's freaking awesome. But I think ultimately the Xbox One X, we're excited for it because it's pushing the boundaries of gaming and games, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Super exciting. Yeah.
All right, let's get into the first big game that was announced at
Let me pull up my list
Microsoft's
here.
E3 event.
Yes.
Exclusive.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It was an exclusive. Not only was it an exclusive,
World premiere.
it was also a world premiere. This is Forza Motorsport 7. We are huge fans of the Forza series. Mr. McSpicy, when you saw this, when you saw what they were doing, then and keep in mind, all of these games that were demoed on
One
the
X.
Xbox One X. McSpicy, what was your thoughts, impressions, feelings of Forza Motorsport 7? What stood out to you?
Well, it looked. I didn't know what the game was at first because they started the whole thing on a desert scene, and it looked super cool because like a desert landscape.
Yeah, it said
Dubai.
world premiere, and I
Dubai.
thought it was just like a tech demo.
Yeah.
and I was like, "Huh, this is interesting."
What is this? I have no idea what this is.
It was weird.
And then, of course, we find out it's Forza because this
car came on.
this racer gets into a car and drives away, and then you're like, "Oh yes, it's Forza! Here we go." The sexiest scene I saw in that trailer was so it's going through like it's showing off some dynamic weathering. There's two racers going on at the same time. They're both playing. But then it showed where the rain stopped and you have your sunset and clouds.
I actually wrote that down.
The clouds in the distance.
Sunset and clouds.
And so it's like if you've ever experienced, I'm sure everyone has, when the rain stops and then you can see the sun rays coming out of the clouds, and it just looks so atmospheric and so good. It looked gorgeous. You see the puddles on the ground, and I remember seeing a picture like that months ago, but it was a still shot. This was
Sure.
actual gameplay.
Yeah.
In movement.
And it was a moving picture, if you will. It gave me chills. That's like, I love experiencing great atmosphere like that. I got that from Red Dead when I played it originally. Just the atmosphere of the sunrise, sunset kind of thing, and that was gorgeous.
Yeah. No,
Holy cow, that
absolutely. And to note, they were showing off in Forza 7 dynamic weather events.
Yeah.
And that was showing off dynamic. In fact, I have that written down. I have sunset plus rain equals so sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly.
On lap
I
one-
couldn't have put it better myself.
On lap 1, there could be a small puddle, but by lap 2, it's a little bit bigger.
Could be
It's
huge. So
rated, yeah.
dynamic weather changes as you're racing. It has the ability to change. That was something really highlighted in Forza 7. Jordan, what stuck out to you in the Forza Motorsport 7 unveil?
I really like, so I mean, lately, or frequently, there's always kind of the battle of resolution versus frame rate.
Sure.
But they announced true 4K, which is just a fancy way of saying native 4K,
Yes.
60 FPS.
Yes.
I think that's fantastic. I'm really excited for a lot more games to get that, both of them, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of just one or the other.
the
But-
double whammy.
Yeah, and the release date fairly soon.
October. The
October
release
3rd.
date is October 3rd. Super excited. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, wait a minute. Why am I going to buy it when the Xbox One X doesn't come out till November 7th? It plays on everything,
plays on
guys.
everything.
That's the great thing.
It's like you buy the game and then you just went and upgraded
And you're
your
like,
computer.
this
the game
looks-
still
this
works,
looks pretty
and it looks
good.
better.
Yeah.
To me, I'm with Mark. The environments. It looked. In fact, Bren Diggy, I think in chat said the intro environments looked photorealistic.
It was.
It really did.
nuts.
Those Dubai scenes, the environment that when you're driving past the desert mountains and you're on these cool roads. It looked
I believe there was
so
camels
good.
as well. I think they were talking about it in chat.
Yeah,
as
they're
well.
talking about camels in chat. Nick Wrightson on Facebook right now says, and I forgot about this, but yeah, they revealed a new Porsche.
They did
Yeah.
unveil a new Porsche, and the way they did it was sweet.
It was
like
awesome.
Lightning went off, and then there was a
And
new
like-
Porsche.
And it was
Like,
the first
as-
ever reveal.
The
was-
first
Yeah,
ever car
we were the
reveal.
first people to see it.
Just what was awesome is like how that guy was talking, and then it was like a bass line, doo 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 doo, and then the stage started turning. Oh my
the
gosh.
car that they revealed, they announced how many years was it? Like a 10-year
Some
contract or
with
7-year or something with Porsche.
Yeah.
So Porsche is going to be a huge part of the Forza series. It was the 2018 911 GT2 RS that was unveiled.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know Porsches. It looked like a really nice car.
Yeah.
Nicer than my car.
Yeah, much nice. Forza 7, they really hit on the fact that this is, if you are into racing, Forza 7 is the ultimate racing experience for you, exclusively on Xbox One, now made to race and look better with the Xbox One S or
X.
X.
And it's gonna get hard with all these
You're
letters.
gonna
X
fly
and the
around
S.
using these.
Oh bad.
And it did it for me. I will be purchasing this game.
Yep.
I'm huge fans of Forzas. If you've not checked it out, go check it out. Now, the next games that they got into are not exclusives to the Xbox, but they were shown on Microsoft's stage
On the Xbox One X.
on the Xbox One X. The first one was Metro Exodus.
Press that world premiere button.
Here we go.
World premiere.
Metro Exodus, the world premiere. Now, I have played the first two Metros. The first one is very dated. Both solid storylines. They get a little old because you're always in a subway. You're always underground. I really liked this one because this previewed you being able to go outside and take off your mask. So it's Metro Exodus, like you're exiting the Metro. So this is the first time that there's nuclear warfare, for those of you that don't know the Metro storyline.
Mhm.
So you're driven underground. You can't go above ground because it's radiation. That's everything is underground.
That's
This is them leaving for the first time. He takes off his mask. It looked awesome. It
his
looked
mask
really.
cracked when the little monster.
Well,
It looked really cool being outside in that world with the different monsters. I thought it really got me excited to jump into Metro.
yeah. When I first was at the very beginning, as you're walking down the corridor, still in
Sure.
the metro, he when he went past a pole, he put his hand up and ducked around it, and it was such a little. What would we call this? An immersion tactic.
Yeah.
The detail.
Yeah.
And when he picked up, there's like a little skeleton, and he had to move the skeleton's body a little bit to pick up the ammo off the ground.
Yeah.
It's so cool how they're making you interact with the environment during the game. And I don't know if that was just the cinematic or whatever, but if that's in the game where you're crawling through, it reminds me of Laura Croft in the new ones, where sometimes she has to wiggle through and the camera angle changes a little bit,
Yeah.
and you just get more immersed.
Yeah.
I like how they did that in this game a lot. Super cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Jordan, thoughts?
I thought it
Metro
looked really
Exodus.
cool. I thought it looked really, really cool. And
Okay.
I'm going to say this probably a lot during the show, but it running on the Xbox One X, it looked very pretty.
Oh, it was.
I don't know
gorgeous.
I think it was running in 4K, right? I don't know what the frame rate was, but I mean, it looked fantastic. And that's just what gets me excited. Like the One X is a
So
powerful
people,
machine. Man. I
people
mean,
are
that-
probably yelling at their radio right now or their podcast saying, "Oh, but they rendered it on a computer." Before every preview today, they announced that this was
Running.
recorded live gameplay via Xbox One X.
They were running it on the One
So
X.
this is not an Ubisoft conference where they've souped it up on a ballsy PC. This is
the ballsy PC.
This is the ballsy PC.
Yeah.
This is the Xbox One X that we're talking about. That's what they showed today.
No, it looked like a lot of fun, and again, just the details in the game, like
Yeah.
the mist when you're walking through the ground or underground, or when you like stops to not fall off and the rocks fall. It's just
Yeah,
and you're fighting the man bear pig.
Yeah.
The Man Bear Pig.
Pig,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right.
But no, like I said, I'm going to say this a lot. That game on the Xbox One X looked fantastic.
Yeah. Do you think you'll be jumping into that game? Did this do enough
It
to
made me kind of want to play
the
other two. I haven't jumped into the other two just yet, but it made me kind of want to play them.
Sure, Mark.
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay, so
To answer your
it was
question,
that good of a preview for
it
you.
looked excellent. Yeah.
Sure.
There was a little at the end when he grabbed the girl on the train or whatever. It was kind of
That part was kind of hokey.
yeah, that's the best way to
Yeah.
put it. But no, it looks super fun.
Yeah, it
Super
really did.
interesting, and I like I said, I like the little details they added where he ducks down and you see his left hand go up and his gun stays forward, but as he goes around, super cool.
The next game on that was revealed was another big one, not an exclusive to the Xbox One,
World premiere.
but it was a world premiere. That's right.
We're gonna have fun with those buttons.
Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
we haven't had an Assassin's Creed in a year.
Yeah, see what happens
Yeah.
when you actually go
Yeah.
to work?
So let's start with you, Jordan. So for those of you that don't know, this is Assassin's Creed. It's the Origins. It's in Egypt. The storyline when they bring it up talks about this is the beginning of the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
In ancient Egypt.
It's the
Jordan,
start of the Assassins.
Jordan, in your mind, with what you saw today, is Assassin's Creed back?
Yeah, I thought it looked cool. Even Mark made the comment he thought it looked like The Witcher at the very beginning.
It totally looked like
Yeah,
The Witcher.
walking on the horse and stuff.
Yeah.
It looked a lot more open.
So
Like,
a
it
lot less
looked-
condensed.
Yeah, there you go. It looked more wide than vertical, which I think is interesting because that'll kind of change your gameplay. Like, I mean, you'll still be climbing and hiding and sneaking and stuff, but it looked like
It
a
felt-
wider world.
It
You know what I mean?
felt like Witcher. I saw them put in some new weapons. Like they have a loot system
Yep.
on guys you kill now that you can pick up weapons, and that made it feel like The Witcher as
Yeah,
well.
an RPG, more of an RPG, right?
And
The guy actually leveled up, and they didn't really show the leveling up system, but they showed him leveling up.
He leveled up. Yeah.
I thought it looked good. I thought again, playing on the Xbox One X, it looked fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. I think the world was cool. I just feel like taking that year off and really focusing on this one game
Kind of
helps them a lot.
retooling,
Yeah, exactly,
revamping.
Exactly.
I agree. Assassin's Creed Origins
It's
looks
beginning.
like
Yeah,
it's
it
back
goes.
to
It's
me.
basically right in the title. It goes back to the origin story of the assassins. So,
Two things that stuck out to me on
and
Assassin's
it
Creed
takes, did
Origins.
we say it takes place in Egypt? I think you
Yeah,
did.
yeah, I did.
That's cool.
Number one, they always nail their time period.
Yeah.
They've nailed Egypt.
They got very talented.
The bow and
artists.
arrow seems like a very large, big weapon. It's gonna be
Yeah.
a big part of this game.
Same with the eagle.
The way they
From
used
Far
it
Cry
was
Primal.
fantastic. They do have a new thing with the eagle, which I was gonna say yes,
It's very Far
from
Cry.
Far Cry Primal, but it's your eagle is your sight to
Uh-huh.
say, hey, here's guys that you're gonna have to assassinate. Here's guards here and there.
Hey, sorry, I just thought Eagle Vision in the other games. You
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Eagle
the
Vision.
origin story of Eagle Vision.
This is the
Eagle
original
Vision,
Eagle
yeah, it
Vision.
is.
Yeah, I don't
You're
know why.
using an eagle.
I don't know why that didn't click until just right now during the conference. But yeah, I think it looks great. I'm excited to get this one and play.
One of
Assassin's
the
Creed.
coolest moves, because everybody knows the Assassin's Creed moves, the
They're
traditional
yeah,
moves.
yeah.
The one that really stuck out.
I
to
have
me,
one in my notes too. I wonder if it's the
He
same
jumped off the building,
Yeah,
bow and arrow in slow
slow
motion,
mo arrow jump.
boom,
one. Yeah, I call it arrow time.
arrow time.
But it does look like
And then it looks like there's an arrow you can get that you can control as it flies through the air that they showed
Yeah.
at the end
at
there.
the end. Right before that scene, kind of towards the end, it looks like they've revamped the combat system. It was much more dodge, parry instead of just counter everything. You know what I mean? Because right now you punch, counter, right?
Punch, counter.
Right. This one looked a little bit more. What's the word? I don't want to
Fluid?
say there you go, fluid. I guess. Well, not fluid, but I mean, it looked
More to it.
yeah, more to it. You know, you can't just button mash your way through it.
Yeah.
Almost. You know, it looked. I like the way the combat did look.
Mark, let's get to you. Exit or Origins, Assassin's Creed Origins. Is it back? Is this the Assassin's Creed we should all jump into?
Well, I don't know that yet, but I have a couple of things that I really liked. One that's super simple. We were talking about the combat. There was a part where he stabbed him with a spear, and then he moved around him and then yanked the spear through him to keep the spear in his hand. So awesome. You don't want to lose those spears.
That's
man.
a little Rise, Son of Romish.
Yeah. Stabbed them, went around, and then yanked it through to keep fighting with it. One of the things I noticed right at the beginning, and it felt like they're going to add some battle arena multiplayer because he was in an arena.
It was a Gladiator.
It was like
a
a
Gladiator style thing. Yeah.
And that is
That was
a
during the trailer.
easy opportunity to throw in some multiplayer, just straight up 1v1 or 3v3 or however you want to do it kind of thing. It looks great. I like I really like how I felt like it was a Witcher Far Cry.
Yeah. I
And
agree with you.
I like both those games. So
Yeah.
I think it looks great now. I want to see more before I say it's a must buy or anything. I want to play it, kind of thing.
But your impression, Assassin's Creed looks like they're headed back in the right direction.
Yeah, I really like how I like the sneak stuff. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it looks really good. Looks really good.
Exclusive.
That's right.
We heard that word so much during
this next game is an exclusive, and I think
Console exclusive,
and I think this is one of the biggest announcements of this game that I think a lot of people are overlooking, especially for console players who aren't in the streaming scene, who don't watch Twitch, or who aren't in the PC gaming scene. They might not have heard of this game or understand how big this game is, but it is a console exclusive. Brandon Green, player unknown himself,
Was there?
was on
He
stage
gave
to
the
announce
approval.
this, and that's player
He's
unknown's
like young Todd Howard to me.
yeah,
He's young Todd Howard.
player unknown's Battlegrounds.
Oh.
It's coming this year, before the end of this year. It says late 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Console exclusive to the Xbox One.
That's crazy.
Let's start with Mr. McSpicy. What are your thoughts? How big is this?
It's huge.
Bring
It's
it.
player unknown. We've talked about him many times on the show, so I'll keep this brief. He created a new genre, essentially, of game, and it's extremely popular. It's always on the top 3. Player Unknown's Battlegrounds on the PC, on Twitch, and Mixer. It's always at the top because it's a very fun game. It's very fun to watch and play. I've always wanted a battle royale style game to come to a console, and this is the best rendition. Or there's been mods, there's been lots of stuff. This is the best battle royale style game out there right now.
So explain to people that don't know, what is the battle royale?
Hunger
style?
Games.
There you go.
It's just straight up Hunger Games. Everyone,
You die, you're out.
you die, you're out. You're put on an island. There's loot, guns, armor, whatever you can grab as the map pulls you into the center. If you're outside of the ring that's continually shrinking, you're dead.
Yeah.
And so you get small,
Forcing people together.
and you can't eat berries at the end.
no,
It's straight up
I
Hunger
can't.
Games. It's so much fun. The game, Jordan really likes the gunplay in this. It
Yeah.
feels really good.
Oh yeah. Best. I mean, I've played
H1Z, yeah,
H1Z1. I guess would you count
Arma?
DayZ or
Yeah, we've
Arma,
played the
you
Arma
know,
mods,
Arma
yeah.
mods, and
the player
this
unknown
is the best
basically.
rendition of gunplay. I mean,
Player
the gunplay
unknown
is
just
fantastic.
said, you know what, I could do it better than anyone else. My mod, I'm just going to create my own game. So this is super exciting that this is coming to the Xbox. And it's exclusive. That's crazy to me because this is a PC
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Usually those games go to both, but
Well, console launch exclusive, I think, was the title on this.
Yeah, yeah,
So it could eventually
Well,
console launch
I
exclusive.
don't. I don't know because I don't think it said console launch exclusive. Did it?
go. Well, we can look back at that.
Yeah,
I thought it did.
I think it's an exclusive because it's not saying.
Yeah, press that button again. Exclusive.
There we go.
Exclusive.
That's the voice I heard. That's what he said.
Yeah. So
I mean, I'll look it up while we're talking.
Sure.
that's a big deal. If you haven't seen this game yet, you should check it out. It's so fun to watch and so fun to play.
Is it a play anywhere title?
No.
No, because it's not.
Because
It's not
a first-
Microsoft.
it's not a first party.
Yeah.
That would have been cool if it was a play anywhere title. Jordan, follow up your thoughts. Mr. McSpicy's super stoked for this. How about yourself?
I think
Battlegrounds.
so. I played this one on the PC a few times. I really like it. I'm excited for it to come to the Xbox One. I think
I
That'd be
think
cool.
this was.
And there's going to be a update for the Xbox One X.
Yeah, I think this is one of its bigger Xbox's bigger announcements of
Yeah.
the evening. I think it's a little overlooked at this point.
Yeah, I do too.
I think this game is so much fun.
I agree. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's super
Go check
cool.
it out. So we had a couple more exclusive games coming. Deep Rock Galactic. It looked like I wrote down in my notes Lost Vikings competitive shooter.
Mine
Yeah.
was
I put-
Minecraft meets Halo meets dwarfs.
Yeah.
What did you put?
I
Jordan?
put Minecraft Doom.
Minecraft Doom. Yeah.
Minecraft
So
film, but with dwarfs.
So this is coming Deep Rock Galactic. It's basically, it looks like 4-player competitive. You're shooting against each other, battlegrounds in mines with dwarves.
You are correct, though. It did say console launch exclusive.
Yes, so it
for
is a console
Battlegrounds.
launch exclusive.
For
There was a
Battlegrounds,
few of those console
Yeah.
launch exclusives. So I
So
think
it may come
eventually
to
it
other
will
consoles
come to
later.
other
Okay, yeah.
other consoles, but right now it is, which is still huge. I don't think you
Yeah.
can understate how
Yeah.
Battlegrounds is a huge game. I mean, it's a hardcore game, right? I mean, just really fits in well with what the Xbox One X is trying to do.
yeah, for
And
sure.
trying to be. State of Decay 2 was the
Looks
next
fun.
one.
Looks fun. I
Now this
I don't know
is
how to
an
explain it.
Xbox One exclusive.
Yeah.
This State of Decay 2, as was State of Decay 1, which is an excellent game. Mr.
Yeah.
McSpicy is going through State of Decay 1 right now.
It's very good.
Number 2, did you see any improvements, changes, things that you think you'll like more about State, or just more goodness?
It was hard to tell. I saw a lot of the same bad guys. I saw new ones, but which means just different type of zombies. But
Sure.
it's hard to tell what new features they added because it looks kind of the same. It honestly looks kind of the same. The animations needed a little bit of work in that trailer
Sure.
because it seemed very rigid. But that
that's
there
kinda how
were
the first one felt.
the
though, too,
the
wasn't
first
it?
one had that all over the place, and that's not why that game was great or failed.
Sure.
The game was good because the gameplay is fantastic.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, in State of Decay, you have a group, and they showed this in State of Decay too. You have a group of players, you level them up, you play them, get them items. When they die, they're gone forever from your group. So it's really it forces
Permadeath
It's permadeath. It forces you to play wise
and smart.
and smart.
Yeah, and you're limited on your survivors, and if your character dies, you basically go to someone else. But you don't want to do that because you never get your. I mean, and you level up your characters too, so you can make them good, and you don't want to lose good characters. There's a big guy. I was like, with Gordon, I was like, "Ooh, that guy tears you in half," and sure enough, he tore the guy in half.
And that was the main character up to that point, and then it shows you now you are the girl.
Yeah,
And that's what that game is. State of Decay 2, that will be huge. Another one that I feel like flies under the radar there because when it came out, you got to realize this came out on the 360, exclusive to the 360.
yeah.
It was in many people's Game of the Year. It was really close to getting Game of the Year out of all games on all consoles. Having it back on the Xbox One, number 2, State of Decay is a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
The next exclusive was interesting. The Darwin Project.
Yeah.
Looked-
This was the.
And this one was like more Hunger Games.
This
This
is-
even just said 1 player left.
This is way more. This is straight up the Hunger Game game.
Yeah. Explain this for people who haven't seen it yet. What is the Darwin Project? What did we see when they showed it?
So they had announced. They showed gameplay of a person at a campfire.
Exclusive.
It was exclusive.
It wasn't exclusive. Thank you. That kind of scared me. I didn't know who was
It's the
talking.
voice of God.
Oh gosh. So it shows a guy at a campfire trying to stay warm in some snow, and someone comes around him, and then he fights, and then it goes 3 players left, and then someone else dies, 2 players left, 1 player left, and so it's that Hunger Games style
Sure.
thing going on. It showed an announcer, which was kind of funny.
That announcer was. We got to get that guy on the show.
I know that guy was
I'm gonna
hardcore.
make a note here. Let's get that guy.
Yeah,
on
write
the show.
him a letter.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was announcing. So it feels as though they're going to push this to like an esports kind of theme.
I had that feel definitely.
It showed very much like Hunger Games would be with like the cameras following people around.
Sure.
So it felt extremely Hunger Games. One of the things I found interesting is this is a game that they're integrating with Mixer. that
Yeah.
Mixer, which people that are viewing it can affect gameplay.
Similar to iDarb.
Similar to
Twitter,
eyebrow,
yeah.
yeah. When you would throw out a tweet and it would change the game going on, that kind of thing. I believe the people in Mixer, how they made this look, people in Mixer gave that one guy a shield
Yeah.
while they were fighting.
Yeah.
So it'll what that reminded me of is in Hunger Games when they would pay money and send medicine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
My
I didn't think of that.
My thought on this is the first time a possible use of sparks on Mixer would work.
That would
will
be,
work
yeah.
because you could spend spend your sparks.
You could spend your hard-earned viewing sparks instead of on audio cues that's way distracting for viewers. Spend it on a shield for a character you like in gameplay.
Yeah.
How cool
During
would
his
that
game.
Or
during
his
game.
opponent, if you don't like him.
Or his opponent. How cool would it be to use those sparks from Mixer?
Well, on top of that, what it does is, and this is it. Like you said, it looks like it's going to try to be really involved in the esports scene. It basically encourages everybody to be streaming this game
yeah,
while they're playing.
yeah.
So it really cool,
No, that
really cool
would be my
concept and
question.
idea.
Would you be at a disadvantage if you're not streaming?
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that I think that's
Katniss
the intent.
Everdeen, she was at a disadvantage.
Yeah, she was until she started,
Yeah,
Putting on
turning
the show.
putting on the show, turning on the
Yeah.
juice, getting
Yeah.
that romance
You
going.
got to put a good show on if you want to get those gifts, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how.
I didn't think of that on the sparks, but that's a really good point. I have written down. This reminded me of. I have Rogue competitive Overwatch single player.
It felt. I
So
can feel the
very
Overwatch. in there.
Overwatch, but individualized. So 1v1v1v1, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's and everybody except for I feel like the guy with the axe that they showed. What was his? I feel like he was at a disadvantage. He must have some
He
sweet
could-
axe power.
I don't think
Well,
he,
he could-
was,
he
I don't
blocked
think he was
an arrow.
streaming.
He did block an arrow. I did see
You
that.
know,
Yeah,
he totally did a Luke Skywalker.
he looked like he was just out of prison or something, right? He was in like an orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, never trust a guy in an orange jumpsuit and an axe
No,
Yeah.
never. You know, there's
in
problems
the wilderness.
in the
He's-
wilderness near a campfire.
He probably has issues.
I don't know.
That's what
Yeah, probably.
So do you?
Well, he killed the first person he saw.
Yeah. So Jordan, curious? Did this game pique your curiosity enough to jump in?
I'm definitely curious to see more about it. It's a very
Sure.
cool and interesting concept to have Mixer join in with the gameplay. I mean, and it looked fun. you
Yeah.
know? So I mean, I'm really interested to see more on this one.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Completely agree. Then Minecraft. Huge news with Minecraft. Cross-platform. I thought what was interesting, they specifically went out of their way to show the Nintendo Switch. So you can now play the Nintendo
Wait, they did?
Switch. Yeah, the
I must have been
Nintendo
typing during
Switch. You
that.
must have been typing. The Nintendo Switch and the Xbox One and tablet and PC all now can
Wow.
play in the same worlds with each other simultaneously.
That's awesome. That is cool. Well, I knew the crossplay was awesome, but
Yes.
They did mention servers too.
And they did say that this cross-platform is brought to you by Xbox Live, which I thought was interesting as well.
Huh.
So,
Well, they do
kind
have
of
the power.
expanding Xbox Live into community-run servers. Absolutely. So that means now we've been waiting for years since the beginning of this podcast. We will now be able to have an X1Bros Minecraft server. Let's see what happens in the world.
I know.
And we're going to use the super duper graphics pack on that world.
Yeah, that was
yeah, that was
that's
another
what we'll
feature.
use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little worried when they announced that because I was like, "Oh no, man, are they gonna?" Because the feel of Minecraft, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like the
the upgrade to the old. It's not 8-bit, but it's something.
you know, yeah. Like I was worried. I was like, "Oh man, are they gonna? If they change the whole look of it, it's just not gonna feel
But
like
they didn't.
Minecraft anymore." But they didn't. They
it
I
looks
think they did
pretty.
A good,
Basically, lighting looks better. I
yeah,
think.
it's kind of yeah.
Okay.
It is an upgrade, but it's still that same style, that same. It just everything looks a little bit crisper, nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool.
Do you, Mark, anything you want to add to the Minecraft discussion? Anything exciting, cool?
No, I mean, that's pretty much. I think we pretty much covered it. Cross-platform, community servers, and prettier. And that makes sense. What more do you need?
Yeah. What more do you need in Minecraft? But Minecraft is huge. That's a moneymaker.
Yeah, for sure,
right there. Dragon Ball Z Fighter.
I loved how Phil Spencer at the beginning was. I went to Japan and
And I
laughed.
freaking loved this game.
he said it was hilarious and I had a good time.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z Fighter. Jordan, tell us about Dragon Ball Z Fighter.
I like
This is
the-
not an exclusive or anything. This is a third-party title, but
I liked the intense rock music.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what's so funny? I was like, after 30 minutes, I'm going to be turning that music off. Jordan's like, what are you kidding? This is the greatest thing ever. The rock music. Yeah,
Dragon Ball Z Fighter, one of the features, 3v3.
yeah, and that looked
crazy.
That looked
like
nuts.
crazy fun.
Just think of any fighting game with 6 players playing.
Yeah. So think of it's a traditional 2D fighting.
Left side, right side,
but
punch.
Now you put 3v3 in there. And there was all kinds of awesomeness happening on that
I
screen.
know. I loved how they showed the planet and all the. It
Yeah.
was way zoomed out, and there was this big explosion going on. Oh man!
So for Dragon Ball Z,
It looked really fun. I think I might have to pick that one up.
yeah, for Dragon Ball Z fans, Dragon Ball Z Fighter was shown on the Microsoft stage. Now this next game got my juices flowing.
You should-
I was aroused a little bit.
Yeah.
This
Who was it?
this aroused me
These are-
just
these
a
are-
little bit.
this
This is a 2-button press.
World premiere. Exclusive.
That's right. I believe this is one of the ones as a console launch exclusive, but nonetheless, Black Desert Online, the
Oh,
MMORPG Black Desert, is coming to the Xbox One as a console exclusive again. I think this is underrated. There's lots of people out there saying there's not enough exclusives on there. This is huge. Black Desert Online is the up and coming MMO. It is the new MMO in my mind. It is.
It's good. It's
I have
really
had the
good.
most fun with this MMO, and I always want to jump back in. The only reason I don't is because of time. But bringing this to the Xbox One, the fighting fits it. It's the best fighting MMO around. It's the most beautiful looking. How are they going to do AFK? I love the AFK
That's what I
features.
said.
They need the Scorpio.
It's
Yeah,
just-
that's why I said they put that liquid cooling in there because of all that AFK.
The AFK, just
24
put your
hours
controller
running, yeah.
down.
So for those that have never played this, you can AFK fishing. Basically,
Also
you,
travel.
you can AFK traveling. Yeah, you can put your guy fishing overnight. Go to bed, wake up, and he's still fishing. He's caught a lot of fishes,
Yes.
and you can sell it for money.
This is we talked about this a few weeks ago. Jordan said he hopes it would be a surprise if an MMO came on the Xbox One. He got his wish because this is
now
not
what
just an MMO. This is a very in-depth,
Yeah, it really is.
hugely complicated free world economy.
Like-
you could lose yourself in this game. Ask Mark because he could lose himself in this
Yeah,
game.
I don't think
Well,
I
like you
showered
said,
for
they
2.5 weeks.
They-
Type of MMO.
They really only showed a lot of combat stuff, which is great. But I wonder also the name is a little different. It's the MMORPG Black Desert,
Yeah.
right? I wonder if it's going to be.
The full MMO.
Well, I mean, I just wonder if it'll be like I guess console version, right? But I mean, I wonder if it'll be different a little bit than the PC version. You know what I mean?
sure.
I'm just curious. How
Well, I
they're
mean,
gonna do it.
obviously it'll be different. The fight. I mean, they really focused on the fighting scenes because fighting with your
Well, yeah.
controller is huge.
Yeah.
But from everything that I could see, because I had that same question. Well, wait a minute, is this going to be the full RPG? All the articles I was reading says it's Black Desert Online coming to
Yeah,
the Xbox
Yeah.
One. So
Which is cool. That's going to be a fun time.
that will be a fun time. Now, will this then make it the best MMO on console?
I don't know. It's a hard question.
So it is competing with Elder Scrolls Online.
Mhm.
It is competing with Neverwinter,
It could
DC
be.
Universe Online, Star
Yeah.
Trek Online.
It could be.
In my mind, take this for what it's worth. I'm not a hardcore MMO guy like Jordan is, but in my mind, this will be the best MMO
Yeah, I mean, it
on
very well could
console
be. I mean,
because I think
that's not a really far off statement.
I think
you know?
on PC, all those games versus Black Desert Online wins,
Mhm.
in my opinion.
I actually would agree.
Yeah.
I mean, Jordan's our resident MMO expert. But
It does enough to grab new people like us.
yeah.
It changes it enough and still has the traditional MMO and does enough to get the traditional guys. It is the future of MMO gaming,
Yeah. And it's
and it's freaking beautiful.
beautiful. One I loved when they were showing the trailer of this game when it showed the guys with the axes fighting. And he's not hitting the people with axes. He's just straight up hitting the ground over and over. Coo, 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 coo. Oh man. That's it's such a pretty game.
it really is.
Oh,
the
man.
customization in that game is the best I've seen.
Yeah.
In a game.
And it's fun. And I
The
just
Character
love
customization.
AFK fishing.
Oh man,
Who doesn't?
I'm turning my power saving
I
off.
AFK traveled myself to really to
Yeah,
my
with the
stamina
nodes
and
and
my.
stuff.
I
nodes, you know?
AFK just walked back and forth
Yeah, with your dog
for
You
like
could do it
3
with your
days.
dog, Yeah,
to
Yeah.
level me and myself.
really
up.
cool game. A lot of cool concepts. The Last Night was a game that was shown really cool 2D 16-bit artwork.
Yeah. That was
with
that
with
was,
like with a little bit of 3D
Uh-huh.
in there and a really cool, intense looking story.
I would call this the 8-bit Minority Report. That's
what it was.
That
Yeah.
had that kind of feel, absolutely. Then we had one that I know Spicy was loving because I entered and he was just laughing joyfully. The
It
Artful
kind of came out of
Enclave.
nowhere. Kind of came
well,
out
I
of
was
nowhere.
laughing because it was like it's called the Artful Escape.
Yeah.
Enclave.
Oh, Enclave? Did I write that
Enclave.
down?
I think you wrote it down, bro.
The Artful
You could Google it.
Enclave.
I thought it was the
I wrote down
It might have been
Escape,
Escape, but
I've
I
never
don't know.
heard of this game. It just was like it was Harry Potter meets the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. Like it was like out of this world. He's playing a guitar, jumping around. What's it called?
The
Artful Escape. Yeah, I wrote it down.
Okay, the Artful Escape.
He just whipped out his air guitar.
Yeah, this kid that looks like Harry Potter's walking down the street. Then the world starts changing. We all live in a yellow submarine. Some drugs probably took place, and then you're flying through the sky with a guitar. Oh man,
It looked interesting.
that's why I was laughing
Yeah,
because
it
I
looked-
was like, "Where'd this game go?" Oh man.
Remember the
That's
game?
the kind of games you
do you
like.
remember
though. It
Jack
just
Black?
took you for a ride.
Remember Jack Black's game?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
That's what
where-
this reminds me of.
Brutal
Oh,
Legend, I think.
Yeah,
Brutal
Brutal
Legend, yes.
Legend. Yeah.
I mean, it's probably nothing like it, but that was the last game where you had a guitar like what this is doing.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. It's just it was different. So
Code Vein was then shown. This
Yeah.
is not exclusive to
This
the
one looked
Xbox. The Artful, and Last Night both exclusives. The Artful Escape both exclusive to the Xbox One. The Code Vein is not. This again another Japanese feeling game. I feel like Xbox is really trying to do some outreach to Japanese style fans and gaming fans. Code Vein looks fantastic.
Really
Yeah.
does.
it reminded me of Final Fantasy Dark Souls.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice little merge there. That's a perfect description
Good
for it.
comparison.
I
for it.
saw boss fights. I saw pretty girls with big eyes. You know,
Yeah.
just that
powers.
and powers, and just the face turns into some metal Skeletor thing. You know, it's definitely Japanese.
Yes, it is.
And I had a lot of Dark Souls sprinkled on. so-
Irish Fire says it melted your face off.
yes. did.
Code Vein. Then we did get an Xbox One exclusive, Play Anywhere exclusive, Sea of Thieves. We saw they really tried to show off some open world gameplay. So we've seen this before.
Well, we never saw Under the Ocean before, did we?
No, no.
We saw glimpses of it. They did show that you could go under the ocean, but they never showed like full.
I wonder what the breathing meter is on that. 'cause, I
full-
mean, he was
Under there a long
I
time.
mean, I think he was gonna die eventually, but he was under there.
I think if you're a pirate, you have at least a 10-minute meter.
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow did.
Yeah, Jack
Yeah.
Sparrow definitely did. So
So we've seen this before. We're kind of at this point in my mind. I just want this to come out so I can experience it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
even
and it's still another early. It's still a long way away. You know?
even
It's-
with all that we've seen, I still don't get it. You know,
It
I'm
basically seems
I'm trying.
you do whatever the hell you want with
well,
your friends.
it's you're essentially
Yeah,
a pirate.
okay.
Like you start with nothing. You probably have a crappy dinghy at the beginning, you know, and you have not, you know, what I mean? And you go. With
I
your
hate having the low tier dinghy.
Yeah.
It's just-
And you
gotta
that-
upgrade that
That's
shiz.
the feeling I get. You start with nothing essentially, and you get your group of pirates together. You go loot these islands and puzzles and stuff, and then when you bring them back successfully to a safe haven or a trade-in, that's when you get better gear, money
Yeah.
to buy and upgrade stuff. That's what I feel like it is, and I like this game. I like the art style. I like the gameplay. I mean, it does look a little like choppy, I guess, at times maybe, but I think
Yeah.
that's the charm of it. You know what I mean? That's a part of the style of it, and I like it. But I think it just needs to come out. you
This
know?
game,
I've been waiting
yeah,
for it.
this
It's-
game
I think it's-
looks like what. it
for
is
me, the hype
made-
is falling because it's not coming out. You know? what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, there's
It's-
only. I think I do agree with that. I think there's only so much you can play, or you can show off before. I'm like, okay, I've seen this before.
I was hoping
I wanna
something
play
that
it.
would have been a nice hype. I was hoping they would say, "Hey, open beta for everyone." I think that would have kind of got people. Then people can try it out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because right now they're just doing those insider betas and the private beta and stuff like that. So
Overall, don't get me wrong.
It
I
looks
think
fun.
it looks really fun. This is
Yeah.
going to be a game at its funnest with a group of people.
yeah, just waiting for it is all.
Just waiting for
Yeah.
it is really our anxiety at this point. Okay, I'm going to skip. I'm going to blow through these games to get through the next two biggest stories. I think in my mind, Tacoma was an exclusive that's coming out
Mhm.
to the Xbox One. Super Lucky's Tale, which is very Crash Bandicoot looking.
Banjo Kazooie.
Banjo Kazooie, Spyro the
Yooka-Laylee.
Dragon, Ukulele. But this looks better. I think this brings back Ukulele. Looked a little empty. This looks like it has more personality, a deeper story. It looks more involved in my mind. That's Super Lucky's Tale.
Yeah.
Cuphead. Cuphead was shown just for 10 seconds.
10 seconds, but they gave us a release
They
date.
did
They?
finally give us a
Oh.
release date, and this is huge. What is that release date, Mark?
Starts with an S.
It's a-
September 29th.
There it is.
I wrote
baby.
it down.
September
I took
29th.
notes.
We finally got a release date for Cuphead. As always, for the fourth time or third time at an E3, this game just looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
And to finally have that,
And I like that the fact that we have a release date this year.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
finally
It's
have a
finally-
release
yeah, it's coming.
date, and to have that in just a few months is super exciting. That was huge. Next was Crackdown 3. Got to see some gameplay of that, and we got a release date of November 7th,
Oh,
which
very
is the
excited for
same
this one.
release date as the Xbox One X, which means it will probably be a bundle. The
I really
Xbox
hope,
One X bundle.
Terry Crews introduced this game.
He did.
Yeah,
I really
it
hope
was-
he's. I really
he
hope
was
he's a voice in
hilarious.
the game.
Now,
Yeah.
this game, did it do anything to push you towards it? Did it push you away
It
from it?
basically just showed another trailer. I thought they were going to show some gameplay that would have been cool, but I'm sure they'll do that a little bit later, closer to release. Obviously, it just showed another trailer. But I've been really excited for Crackdown. I think it's a good series. I'm really excited for this new one. Looks awesome on the One X. So
Yeah, it does. Mark, did it do anything to push you towards it, pull you away from it?
Well,
or-
I like Terry Crews a lot.
Yeah,
I think he's
he did a good
hilarious.
if
job.
he can get
Woo!
Yeah.
if he can get behind
Yeah,
this game,
boom! And like this. Yeah, I liked how he ran and jumped off the edge with an explosion too. That guy's so funny.
you're not
No,
gonna
I
drop
mean,
bombs. You're going to drop buildings.
yeah, you're not dropping buildings. No, I think I like how they did it. Created a character kind of. He looked a lot like Terry Crews on it too. While watching it,
I hope Terry Crews is a voice somewhere.
I do too. But looks super fun. I don't know. I'm still just waiting for this one.
Yeah.
So I'm
This
glad
is
we have.
another one that we've seen a couple times.
Yeah,
like
we've seen it for a while.
Yeah.
It's been out on there for a while, so I'm excited.
Finally, a release date, November 7th. So look out for that. We then saw another exclusive Ashen. I just have
Yeah.
cool art style to this.
Yeah, no,
Looks
that one looked really good. It
very
looks like it's going to be an
RPG-ish.
interesting,
It's another one that reminds me of
dramatic,
Dark Souls.
depressing story.
Yeah.
Yeah, another
But
depressing
that's
story.
That's what looks good about it. A
I
very,
know.
like, dark tone. It looked like there was kind of a little cool boss fight at the end of it.
They went through about 15 ID at Xbox games, just real flash, some in there. Looked pretty good to me. Just, go look those up. They're just quick flashes. I'm sure that as the week goes on, that we'll have more gameplay videos of these that you'll be able to look up. A lot of ID at Xbox games shown there. Life is Strange, not an exclusive, but the most hipster trailer I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, this is
Not-
Mark's game.
Doesn't take away from the game because everybody says this game is fantastic. But Life is Strange 2, Mr.
Before the
McSpicy.
storm.
Yeah, it's called Life is Strange Before the Storm. Yeah. No, it looks good. The hipster trailer. We saw a trailer where this kid is smoking a cigarette in her room.
Yeah.
You know, hits that.
Flashes to her chucks.
Yeah, and then she's
That's
got
right.
an organ ashtray, and then it flashes to the the rock scene where she's in a
She's in a rave.
The
in a
alternative
rave.
rock.
Yeah, that's funny. It's total hipster trailer, but I mean that's kind of the vibe that this game has, anyways. No, it's the first game. I still have not finished it, but that's not due to me not wanting to play it.
Yeah. Everybody raves about this game.
It's really a good game. It's
Yeah.
a fantastic game. So it's cool that it was so popular enough that they're making I guess this would be a prequel. It kind of feels like.
I don't know because I don't know the story, but
I think I think she looks younger,
oh, okay.
but I could be wrong. But I
Wait,
feel
thought
like
she looked older.
I thought she looked older.
you
too,
thought she looked
but-
older.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
But
half
I've-
I
blind.
guess
But
thought
I've not
she
played
like
the game.
graduated high school.
Yeah, it looked like she was in college now,
Yeah.
type of deal.
Well, she's in college in the first one.
Oh, I thought she was in high school in the first one.
Was it a high? Well, it was.
I'm pretty sure that was a high school.
but they had dorm. Hold on.
Maybe it was
Well,
a
it might
boarding
have been
school.
a boarding school.
Ah, well, she's in it.
Whatever.
I just know it was. She went to a private. It's a private school for arts. For the arts is where you're at. I don't know if it's college. I don't know if it's high school. I just knew that I was.
You just
Not-
know you were
I-
enjoying yourself.
I wasn't there learning. Okay, just like every other school I've been to.
Again, not Xbox exclusive. Another one that was shown on the Microsoft stage that we're all really excited for is Shadow of War.
Yeah.
What really stood out to me in this one. So the Nemesis system they showed off with a twist. The Nemesis system with a twist. In this year's iteration, you can control whole armies. And you're going to battles with your armies that you control. And the Nemesis, it seems like Nemesis system on steroids. the Nemesis system is what made Shadow of War,
Yeah.
or Shadow of Mordor, and now we're on Shadow of War. Jordan, thoughts on the Lord of the
I
Rings
like
Shadow
the.
of War?
I really like. They showed this off in a trailer a while back too. I like the kind of storming the keep, Helm's Deep kind of style, if you will. Getting your generals, and then I didn't know this before, but before storming your keep to kill the one bad guy that you need to kill, assigning your generals to do certain things while in this battle,
Sure.
which I think was really
Hey,
cool.
that's
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that part.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had some like going after defenses,
Yeah.
some sapping, some, you know what I mean?
That
you
gives
could, you
a
could
cool
say
Yeah,
what
level of
you're doing with
strategy.
who.
Yeah, which is really cool. I really enjoyed the first one.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this one. I really think that storming the keep feature is going to be a lot of fun because every keep will be different. You know what I mean? You'll have different strategies, different lieutenants that you go and capture that pull to your side to do different things.
Yeah.
For example, you're gonna when you go to different strongholds, you're gonna want probably different
types
different
of
types of,
generals
yeah, and stuff like that,
peons, et cetera, et cetera.
which I think will be a lot of fun. So
yeah, absolutely.
and I just think the character models, the voice acting, I think it looks
well,
good.
and I mean, they've already released the story trailers behind this.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
always
exactly.
the story trailers are
it's
always
Lord of the
really
Rings.
good. It's
You
Lord of the
can't go
Rings.
wrong.
Feels really good. Gareth Coker, our friend of the
Yes.
show,
Yeah.
was
Oh,
on
yes.
stage.
We saw him on stage playing that piano.
This was an exclusive.
Playing a piano. McSpicy, Ori and the Blind Forest, Will of the Wisps, which is the second Ori and the Blind Forest, announced this is an Xbox exclusive. Thoughts, impressions. What did it do for you?
It didn't show much. It
did
showed
not.
it showed just a hint of what was going on. What I do remember is there was a baby owl.
Yes.
Looking at Mama and Daddy.
Mama
Mama
and
and
Papa
Daddy owl. And then of course the character you played in the other game or something close. I don't even know
Ori.
what that thing is.
Ori.
Or I don't but what is it?
It's a
It's an
magical
Magical light
I think it's just
Light
called an Ori.
creature.
An Ori. Oh well, it comes up later. I'm wondering if this is a child of the original owl from the first game.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what you're showing because remember the original owl helps Ori
Well,
at the end.
okay. Oh, spoiler! Come on.
Well,
I mean,
whatever,
yeah, that's
it's
true.
been-
If you
it's
haven't
been a
played
while.
this, you can play it in 3
and you
hours.
can say the story, and it's not going to spoil the game because the game is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful music. As we know, Gareth Coker does an excellent job at emotional music. He's very talented, one of the best in the business. And you could tell right away it was an Ori game. You could tell it was going to move you.
Yeah.
So
Looked like a little bit updated graphic. I mean, the other one was very art specific. This looked a little more 3D. I want to say without. I don't know.
2.5D.
2.5D
Yeah.
is probably a better. Yeah.
That's
2.5.
That's actually what they call it. A 2.5D.
2.5D. There you
platformer.
go. So Ori and the Blind Forest, Will of the Wisp. Go check it out. We'll probably see more trailers dropping on this in the coming week. Two big things left from the conference that we haven't talked about yet.
And they're big ones, right?
They're huge ones.
We did see. We didn't write them down a lot. I wrote some of them down. They had a huge thing on ID at Xbox.
yeah, we talked about that.
Oh, you did talk about that?
Yeah. Just
I was paying
Just,
attention. I swear I was.
I said we saw like 20, about 20, 15, 20 idea Xbox games. Some of them look good. And
Phil mentioned they have over 500 released with ID at
Yeah,
Xbox.
that is interesting.
500
That's awesome.
independent games. Okay, fine. Take it away, David.
Path of Exile was in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
Path of Exile. I'm super excited for.
Absolutely. Should
I
we talk
threw you off
game?
your groove.
Should we talk game first, or should we talk major feature?
Let's
let's
talk
do
feature.
the feature because the feature's pretty cool.
Okay,
yeah.
mic drop moment. Phil Spencer announced original Xbox games will now be backwards compatible on the Xbox One. That is huge.
World premiere.
That's right, baby.
Exclusive.
That is right. The Xbox One original OG
Yeah.
Xbox games will be coming backwards compatible
He did
to
mention
the
one of
Xbox
them
One.
that would be coming.
Crimson Skies is for sure coming. More details of that later in the year.
I love that game. I really did. You guys play that game at all?
I did, yes.
I love
Super
that
fun.
game. It had a really cool stylistic flavor to your dogfighting, but it still kept to its strengths. You
Yeah.
know, like it was just a dogfighting game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is another thing that I think people stuck in the console wars bring up. Well, they look at current games only. They don't look at features necessarily. This is an additional feature brought to the Xbox One. You got to realize what we have here on the Xbox One. Now we have the most powerful console We have backwards compatible with 360, backwards compatible with Xbox, the original Xbox. So all of the Xbox library, backwards compatible essentially, I mean, as they come. We have the Microsoft Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, which will bring, Troubadour just brought this up, can't wait till these backwards compatible games come to Xbox Game Pass because it's current games and older games, so we will get those original Xbox games on there. We've got EA Access, the features, people, we got clubs, we got Xbox Live, which is just a superior. I mean, in my mind, it is a superior to all of the social
platforms.
Now, when they announced this,
this is just an additional feature. Sorry.
Yeah, when they announced this, I was thinking to the future. You know what I mean? So, for example, the Xbox One X is the most powerful console ever, right? And I'm sure, down the road you're going to get different iterations that'll be more and more powerful, right?
Sure.
And at a certain point, developers are going to start saying, "Hey, we only want to develop our newest game for this console." You know what I mean? But I'm just thinking.
But we've been promised.
No, I know.
We've been promised that's not going to happen.
No, I know. But I'm just thinking like the library of like always with all these new, hardware.
Your
stuff
library
that
is never going to shrink.
Yeah,
again.
it's never going to shrink. And I was just thinking about that. I think that's a cool. It really is going to be kind of like the computer, with the exception of a few games on the computer. All your old games are going to be playable no matter what machine you have. You know what I mean? I like that idea. You're never going to lose a game that you bought.
Agree.
Which I think is just
that is cool. I mean, again, I think this gets overlooked a little bit too. These are just great features built for us as gamers that are fantastic. Nintendo is starting to do it.
Yeah.
PlayStation has done it. I mean, they have the same PlayStation Pass. They have PlayStation Now. It's a little bit different of a model, but you can go back to some of their original PlayStation games. These types of features are just great for gamers, and I'm glad to see it coming to the Xbox One. Mark, anything to add?
No, I'm just super excited to play Ninja Gaiden Black again.
Oh, yeah. Dude, Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh, man. There's so many. I love my original Xbox. I love that thing. I love that box. So it's just really neat to be able to go back to those games and to have a library, if indeed it comes like Troubadour is saying. Ooh, that's going to be so awesome. Pretty neat.
Poll in chat. How excited are you for the Xbox coming to Xbox One? 50% feel neutral about it, but might check it out. Interesting. 17% said I've wanted this for a long time. It's very interesting.
Yeah. Huh. Maybe. Yeah. Those are interesting numbers.
Yes. So someone in chat asked if we could bump Jordan's mic a little bit higher.
Well, he's got.
Oh, he was away from his
because he goes
mic.
like this, then it goes wham.
Yeah,
he's hard to level.
He was away from his mic.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'll push you up a little bit, but
All
don't be yelling into the mic. Yeah. Okay.
Let's talk about my most excited game so far.
Yeah, this
and
one
I think
was
one of the
very
games,
cool.
That's going to be hard pressed to beat this conference, and that is Anthem.
One of the things that it was very specific is this is in-game engine footage
running in real time.
Yeah. And
Which
it was
that
beautiful.
means it's basically
whenever
they plugged
they
it into a real console backstage, and they're actually playing it.
Whenever that happens, whenever that's said, you're in for a treat.
So this is EA's game via BioWare, and this is Anthem. And
yeah.
It looks like you're on a either futuristic or foreign planet.
Futuristic desert jungle.
Yes. There's a giant wall that separates civilization from the very dangerous outside world. You jump into an exosuit with your friends. You fly around, which is freaking awesome. Literally fly around.
You want to jump off a cliff? Go ahead.
You fly around. You fight different monsters. You do different missions. There's dungeons.
Jump off
it looks like there's going to be dungeons. There's experience that is gained.
Dynamic events.
Dynamic events.
Yeah.
It looks
dynamic weather. It looked like
dynamic weather. Yeah, it looked awesome. So excited for this. Thoughts, Mr. McSpicy? Anthem.
So right as the game starts, you're in this.
Let me clarify. Not an exclusive. It's EA, but
it was playing on the Xbox One X, and it looked
X.
amazing.
Yeah, it starts off. You are walking down this like marketplace, like I got
like
the vibe,
Tatooine or something,
like
that.
Aladdin.
Yeah,
a future Aladdin,
a futuristic Aladdin. The facial animations with the in-game engine blew my mind. Yeah, and it's a Frostbite engine. Of course. Yeah, it's EA. Yeah, so it blew my mind how good he had. The guy you were talking to had expressions, smiles. It looked almost photorealistic, and it's not a cutscene.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Not to mention what was happening in the
Oh
background.
yeah, in the background, yeah,
It felt like a living, breathing marketplace. Like you felt kind of in that world.
living, breathing marketplace. There's this big robot AT-AT stomping around.
Exosuit guy, yeah.
Yeah, just walking away, and we were joking that's your endgame mount.
Yeah.
That's
In-game mount, yeah.
If you were to describe this game, or if I were to describe this game, I would say it reminded me I had a little Destiny vibe if Tony Stark created it.
That's a good way to
Because
put
you
it.
are Iron Man. You're
Yeah.
essentially Iron
Yeah.
Man.
There's different types of suits that you can use that
yeah,
give you different
you
abilities.
got your Mark
which,
46, your Mark 42
which
suit.
essentially, I'm assuming, are your classes.
Your
you know what I
classes,
mean?
Ranger
Those are-
class, Cyclops
Yeah.
class. I don't know what the other two are, but
Yeah.
that we saw on there.
Awesome.
I loved how when you're flying and you can fly right into underwater.
That was
Yeah,
a cool
that was
transition.
way sweet.
And all the fishes rolling around. Oh my gosh.
Bullets shooting at you
What
through
if it was
the water.
shallow?
Well, you would find out.
You would die. Game
That's
over.
an achievement. That
Game over.
You get
Dive
a
into
special
shallow water.
achievement.
Jordan, thoughts?
I thought it looked same with Mark. That very first scene at the beginning, I thought was amazing. I didn't really hear what the guy said,
Yeah.
and I don't think we really completed his quest. But
no
it looked fantastic.
jumping in and out with your friends. To
and
me,
just walking out onto that platform.
yeah,
It does give you a very Destiny vibe, and
Yeah,
I think that's what they're going for.
I
you
do
know,
think
like
that's what they're
trying
going
to,
for.
But and that's not a bad thing. It was very cool just walking out on that edge, and then he just jumps off, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. He's gonna just like ground slam or something. But then he just goes into
He
that
just
Iron
flies.
Man flight, and that was
Yeah.
cool. And then
Oh, yeah.
everything was about it was cool. Diving into the water, what a cool transition, and that's all in real time.
It's
you
all in
know?
real time.
No loading screens.
I loved when someone joins your game and you do the Iron Man smash.
Yeah, you just come down,
Smash,
boom.
tink, and then you're right
It
there.
looks like 4-player co-op. It's kind of everything I wanted. It's futuristic. It's sci-fi. A little bit of fantasy. You defeated bosses.
Yeah,
and got loot.
Ghastly Magician mentioned this in chat. I've seen it a couple other places, and I agree. I think this is Xbox's Destiny. So Destiny's on the Xbox, but PlayStation has content exclusives
Uh-huh.
on their platform. I think that's what they're trying to do here with Anthem.
Yeah.
And I think that is what Anthem's going to be for Xbox. And let me tell you, if this matches what they showed us, I think this game
Well, it
is
did say
Destiny on steroids.
Real time
in
on
my
Xbox.
in
One
my
X,
opinion.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
Like
if
gameplay
if
features and stuff,
gameplay
yeah.
mechanics are good, because you got to realize Destiny's gameplay mechanic is superb,
It's really good.
top
Yeah.
notch. If it is that good, this looks like it's a little more story driven.
Mhm.
The world I preferred. This was a much
You
more
mentioned-
interactive world.
You mentioned something I missed when the two players were playing together, and I'm glad you mentioned it because it made it even cooler. They were walking, and the one person was like, "Ooh, what's over there?" And the other
over
guy was
there.
like,
"Oh,
"Hey,"
let's do that
he
sometime."
was like,
yeah,
"Yeah, hey,
you
we'll
do.
come
You need
back
the
later, and we'll get
experience.
some XP for it."
Yeah.
Yeah. It
And
was
so it's very
really-
experience driven.
Yeah.
You're leveling up your character.
exploring. Like it's that rewarded for exploring.
And then right after that, a whole bunch of enemies come out, and you just target 20 people,
Yeah.
and then launch 20 missiles and blow the crap out of them.
And it looks
It gave me the
gorgeous.
tingles.
It really did. The graphics were amazing. Running on the Xbox One X.
Yeah,
Look what that machine is capable of.
Yeah, this is not coming till 2018.
Yeah, that hurts me a little bit.
That does. But it is something to be excited for. Anthem. And that is it. That is the Microsoft E3 2017 conference. Overall, I think pretty good,
I
in
thought it was
my
good, too.
opinion.
Yeah.
Let's get our final thoughts and impression. McSpicy, give me your final thoughts on E3, and then where can people find you?
E3,
Microsoft.
the Microsoft E3. I know haters are gonna hate, and that's just the internet, and that's just how
Players
life
gonna
is.
play.
Yeah, exactly. But I have a huge fond respect for Microsoft, and I mentioned this earlier, Nintendo. They are so just games.
games. Yeah,
That
even Sony last year went with that model.
they
just
did a
very
great
games,
job. Yeah, for sure. And I hopefully they follow suit and keep it, because that's
Sure.
what I don't like. I don't like giraffes on
For
stage.
instance,
I don't like
EA's
rock stars.
conference was terrible
Yeah, it
again
sucked.
because it wasn't just games.
The games they showed were really good, but everything else sucked.
but it's just so long
The
and
fluff.
boring. Yeah,
The fluff. I really just it's like, when some person prefers a dog, some person prefers a cat. I guess if you like the fluff, that's fine. For me, I just want to see games, and Microsoft did this so well this time. I had a great. I laughed. I cried. No, I didn't cry. I laughed. Got excited. A lot of good things. I'm super excited. I'm super excited to get my new X come November 7th. A lot of games like Anthem. Super pumped about. I enjoyed it. E3 is Christmas for
Did
me.
Microsoft do what it needed to do, in your opinion, this E3?
I think they did. I think they started off, this is our specs. I loved how the guy said, he went through all the specs. This is what it's capable of. And then to get everyone excited, he says, let's show you what this monster can do.
Yeah.
I love that line.
Yeah.
And the crowd went nuts.
Sure. So give me one criticism or one thing you wish you would have seen at the Microsoft E3.
I probably, and this is, they didn't really show me a new AAA IP,
Sure.
I guess. So
Sure.
Exclusive AAA
exclusive AAA IP, and you can't have those all the time, kind of thing. But I don't care as long as I have fun with my games.
Yeah.
It's
Phil Spencer did say he is committed. They are committed to getting those, bring those, but it takes, but it takes time.
exactly.
Was his quote. So I don't think that was their focus this E3. I think the Scorpio was. Next E3, you've got to bring something. I mean, you can't have another E3 if you didn't have. Think about it. If they didn't have Project Scorpio this year, that's a disappointing.
Well,
E3.
but they do.
But
And
I mean, but that's
a
my point.
powerhouse,
Is that this E3 was Project Scorpio? You've got to bring the Naughty Dog next
a
E3.
new high-end AAA.
Yeah.
Get Naughty Dog. If they get Naughty Dog, oh my gosh.
Oh, what
They
is
won't,
where
Yeah,
can
I know
people,
they won't.
where can people find you? And what will you be up to this week?
Oh yeah, so I'm Mr. McSpicy on Twitter. I will be playing video games. How does that sound?
Yes, he will.
I have a real busy week ahead of me, so I'm going to try to nudge in as much as I can. So I don't know. I'm excited. And I'll be watching some E3 for
Yeah,
the rest of
absolutely.
the conferences. It is Christmas time for gamers.
That it is. Jordan, what stood out to you? What did you like?
I
Overall
really enjoyed
impressions?
the conference overall. The backward compatibility was cool with the original Xbox. Project Scorpio is going to be fun. Can't wait to pick that one. Or sorry, the Xbox One X.
Yes, Xbox One
Anthem
X.
was wow, right?
Yeah,
I'm really excited for Crackdown 3.
yeah.
I'm excited for that one to finally come out and be able to play it. But I thought it was good. I really enjoyed the
Sure.
conference.
Give me one criticism.
I would just say the same thing. I mean that exclusive AAA game only for the Xbox. New IP. Everybody likes a new IP, but all in all, I think it was a really good.
Did
conference.
Microsoft, in your opinion, Mark says they did. Do you agree? Did it do what it needed to do?
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
Yeah, I think they did a good job.
Okay.
I'm excited to have an Xbox this year.
Very nice. Mark,
Yeah.
you were going to say something?
I honestly can't remember what I was going to say now.
No.
Well, no, I remember now. I can't even remember how many times I heard the word exclusive.
A ton.
Yeah, they had tons of exclusive. That guy a lot. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had tons of exclusives. I think the problem is they didn't have the big exclusive that brings us all say, I'm getting an Xbox for that game.
Yeah. Because a lot of the exclusives,
The Naughty Dog exclusive.
Well,
yeah, like a lot of the
you know.
exclusives were like Player Unknowns, which is already on PC. It can be a console exclusive.
But that
you know what I
can
mean?
be a
No,
console.
it
grab-
really can be.
this
Yeah,
is true.
yeah.
This is true.
I thought that when they said exclusive to PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, I'm like, that is such a popular game on Twitch and Mixer, and I think that can sell consoles.
Yeah, no, well, I think that's where, and I mentioned it while we were going through these, I think there's a lot that fly under the radar, but I think they don't, I think perception is everything. And I think this is their strategy. I was having this conversation on Twitter. The narrative will be there's no exclusive. They have the exclusive problem. And it's Microsoft's job to break through that narrative. And I think that Project Scorpio is step one. I think the marketing slogan of "Feel True Power." I think this is just step one. I think they will break through that narrative because let's face it, when push comes to shove, they can now say no matter what, oh, you want to get Destiny on PlayStation? That's great. You get this exclusive content, but you want it to run like a badass, awesome game that's supposed to be. You come to the Xbox to play it. And they can finally say that they've never been able to say that this generation, or last generation either, for that matter.
Yeah.
So, Jordan, where can people find you?
Jordan the
What will
Man
you
X
be up
will be everywhere.
to? What will you be up to this week?
Playing games.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We haven't planned it
I
out.
am XoneBros everywhere. I thought overall Microsoft did do what it needed to do, and that was show me Project Scorpio, give me the name, the date, and get me excited for it, and they did that effectively. I do think there's a lot of games that fly under the radar, and I think people, you can't forget the power of a Forza 7. That is not anywhere else, and it's a play anywhere title. And I also think you can't forget that feature that Xbox has. That when you buy a game like Forza 7, you get it not just on the Xbox, but you get it on the PC, or vice versa. You get it on the PC and now the Xbox. So there's features like that. I think they did a good job. I think Player Unknown is a big get for them. I think Black Desert Online is a big get for them as well. Overall, super happy, super excited. And that is 2017's Microsoft conference in the bag. Thank you, everybody who has joined us. Don't forget, if you want to support this movement that is positive gaming, where we bring gamers together and we just want to have fun, you can support us by subscribing to our podcast, obviously, but also by going over to Patreon, patreon.com/positive gaming. Subscribe to us. Let's grow this awesome community. We will see you guys on Friday. This is going to be a short week.
Yeah,
have
awesome.
fun. E3.